We wish you take time and go through this petition. Okay. It's okay. Among yourself. Take it easy.
Act right now. And the president talks about affirmative action. Professor Nana, vice president, talks about that. Only the leaders have talk.
Yo, what's up? My name is DJ Lord OTV, and I want you guys to do everything Ghana. Watch everything Ghana. Speak everything Ghana. Because we did Ghana. The Bible that they talk. Everything be Ghana.
Okay, so please, I'm sorry, we want to try and be as smooth as possible. So we want you to give way. The members of parliament will come and join us. Don't fight among yourselves. Take it easy. Attention.
Your Excellency, thank you for giving us we in the minority of parliament, that is the new patriotic members of parliament, are here today to present to you our petition on an urgent matter which we believe that there should be the need for all the government to, or the diplomatic to add their voice to ensure that the issue of prevalent violence in our elections is one that we don't subscribe to. This thing has been going on, and we believe that it is about time that we are addressing it. So today, you agree with me that we have a statement on the floor of Parliament that is CBI room. But we find it very urgent
Senior,
to
I
come
need to survive. Don't tell me my phone.
and let the whole world
I can't
experience that the violence that took place at the rerun of our election is something that needs to be addressed by the current government. And we are also taking note of the upscale of galamsey in our country. We believe strongly that our country must be upscale and then ensure that we don't subscribe ourselves into destroying our lands and water bodies. So it is important that we bring these issues to the fore. So we have actually put everything in a statement, petition to your good self, and you are to be passed on to the rest of the diplomatic set. Yeah.
It's a pen drive.
Yes.
It's a pen drive that has a video
Yes.
of the dialogue.
We have here with us a pen drive that has a video of the various affairs for your information and necessary intervention.
I have to share what you said. but we consider this issue an internal affair. Anyway, I confirm I've received the petition and will share it with all the members.
Can't do your back end. Chief of Staff.
Act right now. And the president talks about affirmative action. Professor Nana, vice president, talks about that. Only the leaders talk country. But president talk country. It's on the one hand, we're pushing for the affirmative action, right? Gender. And then on the other hand, it's like there's a implicit acceptance supporting. Vice president or your
Your expectation from the diplomatic.
Beyond there, Ebeka BB, no. We want to nipa omoye emu mfonyini and a war sadios. So what do you expect there? An amount to enkoma om.
To either condemn what has happened, the escalation of violence.
Washing your dirty limits in public. Why are you engaging the diplomatic?
We are here to observe a number of things that we do, and they also have to know. They will not pass their comments, but they will observe and know whether they are exercising good governance or required.
Your boycotts of parliament today, some will say will amount to nothing because the majority will have to get in parliament and to wait without the minority decision will be taken.
Is that the reason why we are here?
But some will say you'd have stayed
We
to
will
make your point.
always have a say that what point? He's making a statement. He hasn't even
The chief of staff has made his way.
Yes,
Thank you so much for coming.
Chief, good. Good to see you.
Yeah, expecting someone to do, man. We're in the politics. Bye-bye. Thank you.
It's okay. It's okay.
Abba, send you no more can. Then again, whom respect that one, Omoya and man, Omoji and Omupra banner.
Blow.
Now, Omo.
To the president of the country. But we want you to take cognizance of that, and I'm going to hand over to my chief whip to tell you exactly what is in this petition, and I am also requesting that I'm taking this opportunity to also apologize for being a little late for this, but due to no unforeseen circumstances, we could not be able to meet the time as has requested. So I'm going to call on the chief whip, which is Honorable Another Prayer, to do the delivery.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Deputy Leader.
Yeah.
Members of the board of Codeo, we greet you and we bring you good greetings from the mighty or your mighty minority in Parliament. So we gave you heads up on why we intended to come here. And we have already been to the presidency. We've also been to the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. But in the scheme of things, we know how important Codeo is, especially in our fourth Republican Constitution. Your contribution, significant contribution to our democracy is not in doubt. And so, on the matter in issue, we find it prudent that whilst we reach out to civil society and all parties who are relevant, we should be here. The summary of our petition borders on two important subject matters. The first one has to do with the creeping violence into our electoral violence into our body politics. And the second one has to be with the galamsey. We concede that the Ablekumanov 19 rerun polling stations is not the first time we recorded violence, especially with the fourth Republican Constitution in wake. However, we also believe that as a people and as a fledgling democracy, we can't ever be relapsing into the past. We have to get progressive and make meaningful progress in building our democracy. So those who say that, well, it is happening before, it is happening here, it is happening there, it's not a tenable reason. It's not a tenable reason, and we don't accept that at all. We think that we must get progressive and we must move on as a developing democracy. We are also upbeat because elections is part of democracy. Unfortunately, we got one of our members passed on, and per constitutional imperative, we will have to go for a by-election. From what we are picking, the intelligence we are picking, it appears if measures are not taken, we are going to experience many folds of what happened, the unfortunate occurrence that occurred at Ablekumanov. We have issued statements, we have spoken in Parliament, we are threatened by the loud silence of His Excellency the President. Ever since the matter happened, the presidency has not issued a formal statement, to the best of our knowledge. The president himself has not even coughed about it. This is threatening, it is worrying. Clearly, it's emboldening those who were engaged in the violence. The perpetrators of the violence are sadly being emboldened. And CDD is a huge player when it comes to democratic tenets, supporting and fomenting our democracy as a country. Codeo, yes, Codeo. And with Galamsey, the evidence is all over. Now, even on highways at risks, food stuff from farms, heavy metals are being discovered in food stuff from farms. We are reliably informed. The backyard of the president's hometown, Bole Bambwe, Galamsey is being perpetuated with ugly impunity. Ugly impunity. If you look at the SDGs goals, the interrelated function of Galamsey on food security, land conservation, water conservation, we must rise because the concern and the substrata concern of food security is important. Because without the land, we can plant. And Ghana is an agrarian country. We are here to appeal to you. You know how persuasive your interventions has been over the years. We have presented a petition to the presidency, and we have brought a copy to you as an important player, hoping that if it is the case that the concern has consistently and repeatedly been coming from the minority, and therefore it is seen as partisan, we wish you take time and go through this petition. And we are expectant and hopeful that you will put in a word. We have taken the trouble to put the footages, the video footage of the violence that occurred at Ablekuma on a pen drive for your perusal. This is a civil approach. We are not resorting to any violent antics. We are coming via a petition. We are confident that you will act in your wisdom to help foment our democracy. It is all we have. We are grateful.
Thank you very much. You will also observe that currently we have very small number of women in parliament. So after the presentation, we are going to call one of our women to also speak on this particular issue. But we'll do the presentation first.
The Minority Chief Whip, we thank you for your visit to Codeo. Codeo, as Ghanaians know it, is a coalition of domestic election observers. And therefore, we are a broad-based organization, member organization, covering most of the major bodies in this country in the civil society space. And so coming to us, we are grateful for giving us this. We'll read it and study it and act. But as you may know, or as you rightly observed yourself, we are always there to ensure that there's peace and democracy, fairness, equity in our country. We did not officially take part in observing the election, the 19th. But we saw what happened. And Codeo issued a statement condemning the violence we saw and the inaction of the police, and hoping and praying that one of these days Ghana will come to the point where we've been lauded for having good elections, but we think we should come to a point where it becomes a strictly civil society activity. You go to some countries, nobody calls the police, nobody calls the army. Sometimes it becomes a normal thing that people go and vote and go back home. So if we keep lauding ourselves that we are the epitome of democracy and this is what we see, definitely we as Kodo are not happy about it. And we'll keep challenging ourselves and encouraging all Ghanaians that let's come to the point where we are not rubbing shoulders with where somebody does more violence than the other, but that there's peace, justice, equity, and fairness, because that's what we want our country to develop. And no country develops by maiming its citizens and being afraid of a normal civil society thing. So we have received your petition. We'll look at it. You touch on the issue of Galamsey, which is of concern to all of us because we are all at risk. We are not here to say much, but just to say we have received it. We are also Ghanaians. We see what is going around. But having received your document, we'll study it and see how we can all work for a better country that we desire. Thank you very much for coming. And we as Kodo, thank you and wish that Ghana will be a better country that we all seek. To the glory of Ghana for our future and our future generations. Thank you very much.
That with your involvement, I think you've rounded up everything, and we would like to ask leave of you and thank you for your audience. Thank you.
And that is what needs to be stopped. And that is what we are talking about.
So for the minority, their fear is that inaction of the police as announced by the Kodoyo co-chairman. And for us, it shows that Ghanaians have been taking cognizance of the violence in our election systems. And it's time to put a stop to it. So the minority bringing the attention of the Ghanaian public to this matter. First, by boycotting the inauguration of the MP for Ablik Manot and boycotting the finance minister's review of the budget. And coming here in the diplomatic mission and also going to the presidency, we believe that we'll highlight the key issues that Ghanaians will have to grapple with and make sure that this country become more safer for everybody, not just for elections, but for all other activities as well. the minority have said that
who are government sponsored and despite to go and exert that kind of mayhem, you arrest you, and then we should clap for you. It's shameful, it's disappointing. And so they have benefited from democracy, but we don't want democracy to degenerate to a point where the president who will be declared president of Ghana will be the one who had the most macho men, will be the one who had the most violent people. The member of parliament who will be declared member of parliament will not be the one who had most stamps voting for him, but the one who had most violent people, killing people and bastardizing people, injuring people, should be the one. What we saw in 2024, NDC with violence, going to various coalition centers, putting guns to the head of electoral commissioners and declaring seats for themselves, as we have seen. 188 seats we saw. Most of it, that's how they did it. We don't want that to fester.
50% of
Most of them, that's what they did. They just go there and then put a gun, put weapons to the head of electoral commissioners and expect them to make declarations in their favor. And many people oblige. So we don't want this to be emboldened.